of passion. I'll protect everyone.
Cleef is a Knight-type summoner with outstanding skills to protect his allies. Cleef faces the enemies at the front line of the battle with his high survivability. Cleef quickly rushes into the middle of the enemies using his blunt weapon, provokes them, and grants various buffs to his allies. Depending on the attribute, Cleef's first skill can push back enemies or stun them, or recover a portion of his HP lost by airborning the enemy. He can reduce damage taken by team members, increase the monster's defense and resistance, and has various passive skills to protect his allies. Meet Cleef, the summoner armed with fortitude and humor.
You need a warm heart.
Kina is a support class summoner who can heal and empower allies. Kina uses a hammer as her main weapon to cast special recovery spells. She can attack enemies within the area and recover allies' HP at the same time, and also help allies in grave danger by granting a high amount of recovery and immunity. Kina's third skill can recover a high amount of HP depending on the weapon, and reduce the cooldown of beneficial effects. She has lots of skills that are specialized for supporting allies. Meet Kina, the cute but powerful summoner.
It is time.
Orbia is a magician-class summoner who deals powerful ranged area of effect attacks. Orbia uses her main weapon, the staff, to fire magic projectiles to attack the enemy, and she casts spells that reduce the enemy's defense. Depending on the attribute, Orbia's second skill can freeze the enemy, apply burn by spraying flames, or launch a long light ray to deal critical damage. She can deal powerful damage to enemies within the area, and use various passive skills to protect the allies. Meet Orbia, the summoner with bewitching skills and charms.
Hello and welcome to yet another Chronicles Friday stream. I'm Idle, and we have our special guest today. Up above me is ImTheJuggurnot. How you doing, Jug?
Hello. How's life down there?
You know, a little cloudy, a little sunny, you know, California weather, right? So,
Oh yeah, it's been pretty cloudy the past the whole week, so yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, so I mean, I think today we've kind of got like a pretty chill stream. We are actually just Jug is opening up his opinion, and he's gonna help you guys out. If you guys have any questions regarding your account, progression, or if you guys are stuck, you know, you guys are more than welcome to toss them in the chat, and then Jug and I will try to answer them to the best of our abilities. Maybe Jug more so because, no, he's just built different.
I play this game too much, so it's understandable. Play the game a little too much. But what's up, everybody in the chat? Hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys have a good weekend.
Ooh, we see Basic Mudblood on YouTube. What's up? What's up?
What's up, guys? What's up?
Along with DZ Hoker. Craig Osirius. I'm assuming that's how you say the name. Arch Class Wen. Same, brother. Same.
We're all ready. I don't blame you either. We're all ready for the Archer class. I think that's like the second class I'll probably play. I'll play a good amount of Archer class. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think same, right? Zafra fam, man, I can't read today. Is having a good week, and he appreciates us asking. You know, glad you're having a good week, Zafra, and hopefully your week is going to be great, especially now that you're here with us on the Chronicle stream. Oh, and we see
What's
Baker's
up, BG?
good. What's up? What's up? But yeah, I mean, currently, Jug, do you have any project monsters or anything you're kind of working on right now with Chronicles?
To be honest, I think the project lately has been kind of working on my summoner and just improving the gear. I finally got a marble. This is a decent marble. It has a lot of freaking HP, like it's 43%. But it's like it's Orbia, like you want HP, but you don't want this much HP. So just getting like my summoner kind of on Trio Heroes gear, because like Orbia usually gets attacked a lot, so you kind of reduce damage. So that's why I had this full set. And then just getting all these to plus 12 so that I can re-roll them. Well, one, get them to Wicked 3, then start re-rolling them so that way I can improve my stats. As far as monster-wise, not too many projects, honestly, because they get kind of expensive. Like, working on Arrow a bit more. I want to start using Soha a bit more, because Soha is pretty good, especially for Orbia. I wanted to get Kumar going, so I'm gonna start farming. One thing I was like trying to get my Argon on a better set too, because I want to get my Argon pretty decently high, because like especially for Cherry Heroes, you got to do a lot of DPS. So I'm trying to get my Argon my Argon used to be on Fiddle because I was farming for guard sets, but now he's on Rage, as you can see. So now he has a good 304 crit damage, and I want to get some more attack and more crit damage, but other than that, he's pretty much fine. But yeah, just working on some monsters here just to improve my improve the speeds of my in-game rating, because you know most people nowadays are trying to do everything really, really fast, because you know we ain't got that much time, so trying to knock it out as fast as possible. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, just mainly just been I kind of do a thing where I kind of work like on one thing one week and one thing the next week, because you know Chronicles is a huge project game. Like you really you don't have the resources to work on so much stuff. Like there's also like I gotta continue working on my master. I'm getting some of my masters done, but I'll probably work on these next week.
On that list.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot you gotta do. That's what I'm saying. Like Chronicles is a huge project game. So like how I choose to go about Chronicles is pretty much working on stuff like week by week. So like 1 week I'll work on my summoner, 1 week I'll work on monsters, 1 week I'll work on like PvE, like master stuff, so that way I can get myself kind of caught up in that area. So it's a huge project game, but it's a cool project to work on, and just trying to be as efficient as possible. So that's all.
Right. Claros is in the chat. What's up? And then Zafra Fam says he just started the game 2 days ago and he's loving it. He saw the release but didn't play it because Sky Arena. But they're currently Kina level 48, and they want to know, is Kina a good choice, or should they re-roll until they get too late into late game?
Okay,
I'm pretty sure you're pretty much almost at the end like of the basic stuff. So, I mean, if you're enjoying the way Kina plays, I think you should just kind of keep it going at least, right? Just so you have build up that count level.
My view is kind of a little bit opposite, because
really?
well, I'll put it like this: I don't think Kina is a terrible summoner. I think we kind of meme on Kina a lot by saying like, "Oh, Kina's crap, Kina's doo doo." Kina's okay, but the problem is, it's like once you start getting a little bit towards in game, you kind of start seeing where like Kina like hugely lies compared to Orbia and Cleave. Cleave is right now pretty freaking good in PvP content. And Orbia is really good in PvP content and super good in PvE content. Kina's very supportive, so you can pretty much use Kina like as a pretty good support, but Kina is like a little bit lacking compared to the other two. So take that with a grain of salt, take that however you want to. Do I think she's terrible? No, I don't think she's bad at all. But I think once you reach the later game, you kind of see like, okay, like, yeah, these two are like just doing way more than I can. So I would say like just do what you can. If you do like Kina, like Idol said, just continue playing Kina, because at the end of the day, you have to enjoy what you're doing. If you enjoy the supportive style of Kina, then just play Kina. Kina. But if you're like, I just want to make sure I'm making a good decision for late game, then I would say probably go over Cleave for Orbia. I do kind of think like if you're trying to get into Chronicles for the most part, the choice is literally just either Cleave for Orbia because they're just clearly ahead of Kina. But for the most part, yeah, I would say like if you want to play because you enjoy it, 100% do it and just play Kina because there are a lot of good Kina players that are super dedicated and they're up there. Baker's Good is one of them. But if like you're a newer player and you just want to have a little bit easier time in certain content, I would say switch to Cleave for Orbia, then depending on what style of gameplay you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like he was saying, just I think because coming from my perspective as just primarily a PvE player, slowly moving to the PvP realm, I think, Kina's okay for PvE, but if your main goal, right, at the end of the day is to just PvP, that's the time to switch, right? Kina don't got the buffs anymore, right?
Don't take it wrong. This is not me saying like Kina is just like absolutely like doo-doo water. Like she's fine. She's fine. It's just the problem is like with Kina, you have to work a little bit harder than the other two summoners, and that's kind of the issue. You have to work a little bit harder. Can you make it work? 1000% you can make it work, but like in PvP, you kind of see just how annoying Cleave is because Cleave could just sit on you for 10,000 years, and Orbia can just say bye-bye to one of your monsters if she's built well enough. So it's just kind of like it kind of like depends on like the playstyle you want to run, but both like they're all still good. It's just like obviously if you want to like tier them, then Kina is a little bit lower than the other two.
Chef Gaming says, due to how rare LD Net 5s are, will there be more balance patches on light and darks? Because some of them are underwhelming compared to the fire, water, and wind counterparts. I would agree. I feel like a lot of the light and dark are, personally, it feels like they're intended to be, underwhelming compared to the wind, water, fire units, just because, the rate that you can pull them is extremely low. But I mean, there are some that I think could definitely use it, the buffs. But if there are actually some monster recommendations you'd like to see get improvements, we are going to be having the stream survey at the end, which is going to be pinned by either Come to a Shimmy or Come to a Lucy. And, we're shaking things up this week. If you guys fill out the survey, everybody's getting 100,000 gold and 25,000 Skystone. So that's big money.
I'll take all of that. I'll take all of that. I will say that. Also, there were some LD monsters that were recently buffed. I think, or nerfed. I didn't really check it out, but I do know they actually do look at. They do look at a lot of the monsters and then readjust them. But the thing is, like, obviously they can't like do like 50 at once because that's just a lot of work to just throw out a hope. Yeah, it's gonna be impossible. But they do 1000% look at other monsters in the meta and adjust them. They buffed and changed, like I would say probably like 10 monsters over the past like month. Like I know like I said, was it? I think Smokey. It wasn't that Smokey. It was Dusky. Dusky is gonna be changed. I know. I own. What's her face? Nikki got a little bit of a buff. So like they're looking at it 1000%. It's gonna be the overtime thing where they're gonna look at certain monsters and see what they can do, and then obviously gonna adjust some other things as well. Like Galleon was just nerfed, and Galleon's been a really, really strong monster for months. He's been super duper good for months. So it's good to see him. Yeah, he's been really freaking good in PvE and PvP, mainly PvP. But 1000%, like they're looking at certain stuff and they're doing stuff over time. It just takes a little bit of time.
Let's see. Chef Gaming saying he wants to see Trinity, Shazam, Light Sylph, and many others. Let's just say everyone, right?
I know a person that has Shazam, and he uses Shazam, I think in Brawl. I'm not entirely sure, but I know he has a really well built Shazam. Has like almost 140k HP. Like it's bulky. It's a bulky boy. So I think some are actually good. You just have to like there are some LD5. Like in all honesty, I do think there are some LD5s that are actually usable. You just have to. One thing like we kind of don't do too much in Brawl, I would say, is like create team comps, or just create comps that build to some people's strengths. So that's one thing we kind of don't do because we kind of go off a tier list a little too hard. So I would say, if anything, if you want to make something work, you can try to make something work. Obviously, they're going to be a little bit lackluster compared to obviously the top tier, because like Illinois and like some of them are just way too good. But at the end of the day, you want to have fun, and as long as you can actually like create something that can allow you to have fun with your LD5, then that's pretty much all that matters. But I think some can work. They're just not obviously top of the tier list, or like easy mode LD5s, which is the problem.
Underlord in YouTube is saying hi. What's up, Underlord? Oh,
What's
we
up,
got
Underlord?
Richard Morales in Twitch chat saying hi. What's up, Rich?
I like to see more go. AJ Smith, I agree with you 1000%.
More gold. Amen. I was like, oh man, I gotta use my crystals to buy some gold today, just to do the mastery stuff. So I'm just like, oh man. Why is Galagos resetting every 4 weeks? Galagos is one of the content endgame players have, and only being able to do it monthly is less incentive to play actively. I think part of it too was like the community feedback was just doing Galagos every 2 weeks was just a bit much. Is what some of the feedback I've seen online was.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they're trying to revert it to change it to 4 weeks.
That's what I was saying. The funny part about that comment is that the in-game players are the one were saying, "Whoa, that's too much."
Yeah.
That's why they. that's literally why the change happened. The change happened because like a lot of players are like, "Whoa, 2 weeks, a little too much for me. Can you like give us a little bit more time?" And that's what Kanto was in. So
yeah, and that's
like,
what happens when you guys are vocal. We take that feedback and we try to implement it.
That's why like I think people like don't understand. Like Kanto is listens, especially with Chronicles, they listen a lot. So like a lot of the changes that happen are because of what people give to Kanto. So the Galagos change, because I've heard that people were saying like, "Yo, Galagos 2 weeks, that's." Man, they need to add more time, man. I can't, like, every 2 weeks is a little too much because they want to make adjustments here and there, and you know, like, which is understandable because Galagos is like you said, like an in-game content that's a little bit harder, so they want to make adjustments to like certain monsters here and there, and they need, you know, a little bit more time, so that's why they increased it to a month. So like that's a change where even I've heard people are like, Galagos, I need more time on that. It's too quick, and so that's the reason why, honestly.
Flower says he gets it done in 2 days, and he's like, that's it. Yeah, Mega Man saying, by the way, shout out to Mega Man. Finished content on Monday reset, so the only thing left to do is support runs and Rupture. Other than PvP content, there isn't much to do. I agree with that statement, because I mean, eventually too, it's just kind of like, if you haven't finished your masteries, that's pretty much the only thing you're grinding for. Just getting better gear with through support runs on the daily raids. But you know, sometimes it's nice to have that little, even though Galagos Ruins is changing to be like 4 weeks, it's nice to at least have that breathing space. So you don't feel like it's a part-time job, right? Because that's the point of games, right? So, it's not supposed to feel like a job.
I will back up what Shemi said, because that's really important. I think a lot of people, I had a conversation about this, like I would say last week. So I've been talking to a lot of like non-in-game players, and I think one thing people don't realize is that in Chronicles, there is way too much stuff to do. And there's a lot of stuff to do. And so there are people, like, I'm gonna use myself as an example. I usually work like 6 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. So I can't do all of the content that I would like to do, so I would need a little more time. And I'm way less casual than the more casual players. So the more casual players are like, "Yo, Jug, like, there's a lot of stuff I gotta do." I've had a person tell me that they kind of stopped playing a little bit. They stopped playing because they felt like Chronicles just had way too much stuff to do. Now, for a lot of players, that sounds so backwards. You're probably like, "What do you mean? That's good." It's like, but that sounds so backwards. But you have to understand, it's like, from a person that's from a more casual perspective, they can't do everything, so their FOMO, fear of missing out, is way bigger, because they're just like, "Bro, I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out on this, missing out on that, missing out on." They feel like they're missing out on so much progression because they gotta knock out so much stuff over time. So it's understandable. So I will say, like, that's one thing I think people kind of have to see, it's like as a full player base, there are more casuals naturally than people that grind this game nonstop every day, you know, like it's their job. And you know, for other people, you know, not saying you guys don't have jobs, but they have normal jobs where they have to work and they have to take care of families and take care of kids and take care of the house. So it's like they can only dedicate so much time. So giving people more time to do more stuff is kind of important, and that's why the Galagos change happened, because again, it's like they have so much time to dedicate to get better and improve and do this. So it's like they need more time to be able to do it, and if they don't be able to do it, they missed out on so much great stuff, because Galagos gives you so much good stuff. So I think it's understandable to a certain extent. And like there's arguments on both sides, 1000%. There's obviously the people that, you know, they want to do more, they want to play more, they want to do more stuff, which is totally understandable. But we also have to consider the people that also like they can't do more. They got to do as much as they can, and when they got to knock out all these raids, they got to knock out all these dungeons, they got to knock out you know, hero area, they got to knock out you know, the certain materials they got to do for masters. Like it's a lot of checklists that people have to do, and they may not have so much time. So it's kind of a both side things. Like we're obviously not going to meet on some things, but there's other things that we will meet on. So it's kind of just like you know, it's a push and pull thing. Like some people are going to be upset while some people are going to be happy, and vice versa. So it's just like it is what it is at this point. And so again, that's why feedback matters, and that's why like when you guys see the survey, it's important to give the feedback, because they read it, and when I say they, that means like Shimmy, Idol, you know, all the people at the LA office, and the people they send it to Korea, and Korea reads it. So like this is why this feedback is like really important, because of the fact that, you know, they have to consider like every aspect of the player base, because that's pretty important when it comes to this game. Like everybody can't be, you know, on this game like hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, and we have to kind of consider that as well.
Let's see, and then Baker says we should make the new Battlefield mode the capture the flag one, unlimited entry, and get rewarded gold based on time of the match, nearing equivalent of smashing pots.
That is such a Baker.
That is such a Baker. I do like the new mode.
To say. That is such a Baker thing to say. I will say that. That's something that needs to be like the new content is great. The new content is great. Besides the issues that we all know, we ain't gotta speak on it, but we all know the issues are. But you know, like again, they're working on it. The feedback has been given. Trust, like I will say that the feedback has been given. Like they see like the problems that are going on right now, and once they kind of take out those problems, then we'll have a lot better content to work around. So like, but the new content is pretty great. I like it.
Let's see. Oh, Shimmy put it best. Thank God for quick passes, so you don't have to worry too much about actually, you know, doing the autoplay and watching your characters fight. I think I like that. You know, quick passes is a godsend.
Oh yeah, quick pass. That's another thing that's really great. That goes back to the issue of like, I don't have much time. So it's like if you put in the time, you can obviously knock out your Kairos or your Path of Growth like just within like 2 minutes. It's okay, click, I'm done with Kairos. Click, I'm done with Path of Growth. Okay, let me do other stuff. So that's another thing that saves you time, which is super important. It's like, obviously, again, time is really important, especially when it comes to this game. So the quick passes are really great. They're super dope for this game. I enjoy it, honestly.
Let's see. King Saber Alters asking to show the Brawl leaderboards in West Annabelle.
You want to see all the error people? You want to see all the error? Like literally, like the top brawlers are
like all error, right?
Well, the top brawlers are in error. Like it's just like, what's the point, bro? Like error. Oh, not error.
Oh my god, so many
not
errors.
Error. Yeah. It's a lot of people error. Not an error. Like, there's a lot of people in the top error. There's a lot of people in error, dude. There's a lot of people in there in the top 50. That's all they do though. Like people think that's crazy because it's like, but I'm telling y'all right now, like if you like in the era Discord, Jesus said Discord, I don't know what I mean. In the era these guys truly do not leave that Discord. They're in there all day. I'll be at work. I look at they're there. I go to bed, they're there. I wake up, they're there. Like they're always in that Discord. And they're always doing brawl, and they're always rotating between each. All they do is brawl, dude. That's all they do. That's all they do. They just care about brawl. They're just hard brawlers, dude. That's all they do. That's all they talk about. All they do. They're just brawl people, man. I swear.
King Saber or I'm having a dyslexic moment. Saber King Alter, not King Saber. How do you feel about the leaderboards though, with only 11 people above 2K points? EU servers have 80 plus above 2K points.
I mean, if we're being honest about it, it's because they're whales. Like they spend a lot of money, they play a lot of time. Like that's just kind of like I'm not joking when I say this. When it comes to when it comes to like these people, not even the Arab people, like Stark, Baker's Goods, Fresh and Easy. Like I know these people, like, and I'm gonna be dead honest with you. These people don't get off the game, and they know this because I always harp on them about this. Like when the game first came out, and even I was getting off the game. And I remember like I did a 36-hour stream. I was on like the whole entire week, and people kept telling me like, do you every time I come to Twitch, you're streaming this game. Like there was a point where even I was like I wasn't off this game, but like these people, like the people that like you see, like they really don't get off the game. Like their game is running. These guys are hardcore. So I think people kind of just don't understand. Like they think it's like some tomfoolery going on. I'm not joking when I say this. These people do not get off, especially like Bakers. Like Bakers is a good example. And it's not to harp on Bakers because he knows I tell him this all the time. Like he doesn't get off the game. Like they're always on doing something. They're always on doing something. Like Bakers is on my friends list. I swear. Like if I look at my friends list, he's on and he's probably somewhere. Like he's like it's just nonstop. Like this is Baker's brother, Evelyn. That's his brother. They truly just don't get off the game. Like Baker's right here, he's on. Like he doesn't get off the game. So like, these people put in an absorbent amount of time into this game, which I mean if they enjoy it, do you, but that's just how it is. That's the reason why a lot of people are like at the top. It's because not only do they put a lot of money into the game, they also put a lot of time into the game. It's a double investment. And they enjoy the game a lot, and I'm telling you this, like they enjoy the game a lot, and they want the game to be good. They want the game to be better. That's why these people get the most feedback, especially Bakers. Bakers gets the most feedback I've seen out of anybody in the top. Like I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is Bakers. But these people really enjoy the game, and so they enjoy in all aspects, and they give back to the game. They buy packs. They do all this. They play an absorbent amount of time. They try out so many monsters. They are literally on the game all the time. So that's the reason why. So like even I, a person that enjoys this game a lot, I will never be the level they are, especially like right now. But I mean, I'm there. I'm kind of there. You know, I'm not super low in power. Like you see, I'm level 600k power. But for the most part, they just don't get off the game. That's just kind of how it is. It's just the reality. It's the reality, man.
I'm seeing
I don't hate it.
great suggestions, by the way, for feedback. So like we were saying earlier, at the end of the stream, the surveys will be posted up. And if you guys fill out the surveys, just to repeat, just how crazy it is we're giving away this much stuff. 100k gold and 25k skystones. So fill out those surveys, get your rewards like within the next 5-7 business days.
5-7 business days. Yeah. it's like a package. You'll receive it in 5 to 7 business days. That's my Amazon Prime.
I was about to ask you something, but now you got me thrown off. Have you messed around with any of the magical archers yet, or have you not like tried to pull for her?
I tried to pull the water one. I can't get her. I'm like 135 deep. But I have not gotten her. But I do think out of the elemental, she's the best one. By far. So if you're like quite like which magical archer should I pull? The best one is quite literally the water one. And talk about elementals, I would say the water one's out of these three, it's water, fire, and wind. For some reason, for wind, they like shafting wind a little too hard, honestly. Or just pull dark. Dark is the best one. Dark is literally the best one. But it's about these three, then obviously water. Water is the best. I haven't gotten her. I will try to go to Pity and hopefully get her. We got 12 days, so we'll get a whole bunch of free scrolls by then. So I'll end up getting her. But yeah, I would say it's like water, wind, and water, fire, and wind. Also, like I checked my exchange pizza shop. I think I'm at 6. I haven't gotten that many. For some reason, they love giving me the wind one. Like when I look at whenever time I look at this shop, it's always the wind one. I'm like, I don't want the wind one. I want the water one. But yeah, if you're looking for like which to go for, the water one is the best, mainly because Oblivion is just really nice. Oblivion is like there's not too many units that give Oblivion, so like getting all element Oblivion units is great. Tessarion, Efna, and now Sharon. So the name is just kind of funny to me. But yeah, she's
only 3 units that have Oblivion.
No, there's more, but like it's just this King. King is pretty good.
Pop up in my head.
Yeah, the rest are just kind of like if you have Bearing, then it's like okay, not Bearing. Is it Bearing? It's not Bearing. It's Dover. But yeah, it's mainly just like King, which is obviously free that came in One Punch Man, and then like the rest, like I said, is the Holy Trinity now, I guess, which is Cesarion, Efna, and Sharon. But Sharon's obviously really good. That's why you want to get her. You can go for Fire one, but I think if you like a person like, okay, I can go for one and that's it. Get the Water one. She has Oblivion and she'll have some use for sure. People will find use for her. Also, this art's amazing, by the way. I do love the art of the Magical Archers.
It's great, yeah.
It's great art, by the way. I do like it. But yeah, I'm trying to get for Water. Hopefully, I'll pull her before they actually go away. Hopefully they do it. Just pull Isis, bro. If only it was that simple. I only have 2 LD5s, man. All I got is Nick. We're not counting Cilia. No, Skyrim above Cilia, but we're not counting Cilia. But all I got is that at Cruise, and then that's it. That's all the LD5s I got. Hopefully, I can pull like, something that's like truly top tier. But I only got 2, and that's it.
We got Dasic Gaming on YouTube asking if I'm the dev. No, I'm not the dev. Neither is Jug. I'm just a community manager. Jug is
I'm just a player.
Yeah, he's a player.
I'm just a player.
But I see your question right here. For PvP, what is the best? I think at that point now, it's just kind of like you got to be specific with PvP because there's just so many different team comps. Like, are you talking about best for a specific summoner?
Yeah, it kind of depends on.
Right. It's a really broad question.
Yeah, kind of depends on your summoner. Yeah, that's it. That's what the conversation needs to start. Like, what's your summoner? Then obviously that conversation kind of varies out as far as like the best monsters. I mean, there's some, like me personally, when it comes to tier lists in this game, I do think even at this point in the game, tier lists are kind of like they kind of lead players into like a wrong direction. I do think there are some people that when they go outside the box, they do have a little bit of like they do end up having a little bit of like more success because like people are. I mean, they're obviously, like I said, there's some that are really good, like Juno, Ariel, who else? Tessarion, Efna. Like there's obviously like the top monsters outside of LDs, but I think people can find a little bit more success if they actually want to work on certain monsters. So like there's like tier lists kind of lead a lot of players in the wrong direction. I will say that.
The high risk,
yeah, exactly.
Applies only primarily to top level RTA, but if you kind of want to get an idea to check out what you're expecting in PvP, I think that's probably the way to go. It's definitely best to like kind of experiment too, especially if you're just hopping onto PvP for the first time, because then like you said, you kind of tunnel vision into creating this specific team, and then what you're playing against mirrors, right?
Yeah, the big issue with tier lists that I still have an issue with to this day is that new players go in seeing tier lists and they see, oh, this boss is S tier, but they don't understand there's not an explanation of why said monster is S tier. So people can build a monster that they don't synergize with at all, and then what will end up happening is like, oh, why is this monster? The tier list said it was S tier. Why is it working? Well, it's like, well, you're probably not building it right. You're not using the right things with it. That type of stuff. There's a little bit of like explanation that needs to be behind a certain tier list, because like Harry said, like only a lot of top players will understand it a lot better than like the average like lower level player. So like I would say for a lot of people, don't take tier lists with a grain of salt, as they should do for anything. Period. You should take tier lists with a grain of salt. And that's just kind of how it is. Like, don't just take a tier list and oh, this boss is SS tier, I'm gonna build it, and like and then you're not successful. You're kind of wondering why. So that's also pretty important. Not gonna lie.
Epic 7DS the best. He's asking why is Galleon getting nerfed. I'm dating myself here, but you guys ever read Dennis the Menace?
because he's way
Galagos.
too good.
He's too good.
Okay. So the reason why Galleon's getting nerfed because it's mainly for Orbia. If you're an Orbia player and you have Galleon and you have a rope with Orbia, before any other monster can respond to Galleon's S3, Orbia can literally, like, Galleon will set up the defense break and attack buff, and then Orbia will just go wha-blam to your whole entire team, and that's why Galleon's pretty good. So at least now, like, people can actually kind of respond to it, and he's still good at PvE. He's still gonna be really good at PvE. The problem was like PvP. For PvP, he was like, with Orbia, he's way too good, like way too good. Like that's what a lot of Orbia players would do, or try to do. They'll first pick Galleon, you let Galleon through, Galleon will defense break your team, he'll attack buff you, and we'll play him, and then there you go. That your team is dead, and that's the problem. That was Galleon. That's why Galleon was getting nerfed. So it's understandable why. Is he still gonna be good? Yes, but he's not gonna be crazy good like he currently is, especially in that he's way too good.
Basic Gaming is saying that their summoner is 160k, and their gear has 11.6.2. I'm assuming 6.2 Sky Stones, but Basic, you're in luck. At the end of the stream, we're gonna be posting the link to the survey. You fill that out, you get yourself 100k gold and 25k Sky Stones. So hopefully that helps you out when that gets sent out. So be sure to hang on till the end of stream and get your rewards, baby. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, other than that though, Jug, like what do you think is one thing for players like Basic, right? It seems like he just started recently. What kind of advice would you give to someone like them?
I would say, like, if you're a newer player, obviously the important part is like, I will say this because I think one thing that gets a little bit too talked about a lot for obvious reasons is gold, and obviously gold is like the most pivotal, besides Sky Stones, are like the most pivotal thing in this game because gold is heavily tied to progression as well as Sky Stones. And people say all the time, like, oh, we need a gold dungeon, we need to go here. And I will say this, though I agree we should have gold up in certain aspects of the game, I think it's also pretty important that people learn how to manage their gold a little bit better, and they have to learn how to be stingy. Because the problem that a lot of players in the beginning tend to do is, even I was saying this when like the game first came out and people would come to my stream, the one thing they tend to do is start building a whole bunch of random monsters, and that's the problem. Because that's the thing that kind of happened in Sky Arena. It kind of transferred over, is that a lot of people really do, like, they just build, they see a 5-star and they're like, oh, I gotta build it, it's a 5-star, it's gonna be busted, it's gonna carry me through everything, which is not true. Which is not true. Like, the one thing that people have to understand in the beginning is that 3-stars and 4-stars are super good and they're hard carry. Like in the beginning, like good monsters are like Naomi, which you now get for free. If you're Orbia, Acelia is amazing because you could just run Fire Staff and then go through most content to get a free defense break. Kodamiya is the GOAT. Kodamiya is great. Still one of my favorite monsters in the game, especially in the beginning. He's super duper good. And you can run through so much content with just like 3 and 4 stars. And you don't have to invest too much in the 5 stars. And I would say what you want to do in the beginning that a lot of people need to start doing in the beginning is they should do as much as they can in the game with 3 stars and 4 stars, and then slowly implement 5 stars into their teams. And that'll save you a bunch of gold, because the gold that you're saving working on your 3 stars and 4 stars will allow you to work on your summoner a bit more, and then obviously work on one 5-star at a time. Because the problem is they start working on like 55 stars and then they're broke, and they're like, okay, why am I broke? It is because they keep working on so many 5 stars, and 5 stars are way too expensive. And for example, like my best stat, she's A15, fully skilled. If I were to start my best stat, it's basically 4.5 million gold. That's a lot of gold. So I would say, if anything, the one thing you really want to do in the beginning is try to abuse 3 stars or 4 stars, milk it as long as you can while working on your summoner. And then after you're done pretty much working, once you get to the point where it's like, okay, like you can only do so much for your 3 stars or 4 stars, like I said, work with like 1 5-star at a time, and make sure that 5 star is going to be something that's towards the later game. Like obviously monsters like that are like Argon. Argon is pretty much like a non-debatable. He's like the god of PvE. Tesserion's also pretty good. Like I would say like Narenhoff, you have her. There's some PvE like monsters that you should really focus on if you have them. Like I said, like these 3 are probably like I would say like these 2 are definitely the tops. And then you pretty much go from there. And Bastet too. Bastet's like really good for PvE. So I would say, if anything, like just try to like milk 3 stars and 4 stars as long as you can, and then like I said, slowly implement 5 stars, because 5 stars is where the game starts getting really expensive when you start wanting to awaken them, evolve them, skill them up, because like skilling them up is 50k gold. Evolving them starts getting to like 400, 500k gold. It gets really expensive, while 3 stars are really cheap. So try to milk that as long as you can. Then as you progress and work on your summoner and gain power, then like I said, just slowly implement some 5 stars here and there to the point you got some 5 stars built. So that's actually really important. But we do need more gold. That is something that actually kind of needs to be done. I'm not as much as I would love to be showered in gold, like Agent Smith said, because I remember in the beginning when like this is like a joke, but it's kind of true. Like when the game first came out in November for NA, and like consoles would be like, oh, here's like 10 mystical scrolls. We will all be like, yo, that's cool and all, but can we get like 500k gold instead? Like we really want to go, because that gold was like, we really want to go. We were willing to be like, summons, nah, you can have that back, but I'll take the gold instead. Like we really need to go. So that's why I say for like most players, like be stingy. It's okay to be stingy. Like really don't work on too much stuff. Like focus on like a small amount of monsters at a time, and they made a lot of things cheaper too, because it used to be way more expensive to work on 3s and 4 stars. Now it's way cheaper. So I would say, if anything, like I said, work on 3s or 4 stars, and then like milk them as long as you can. You can still milk a lot of them till the end game too. Like Konamiya, you can still play. Naomi is still really good. There's a lot of 5 stars. You can like 4 stars and 3 stars. You can work to like late game. But like I said, be stingy. Don't work on like a whole bunch of stuff, because like it's such finite resources. So just chill. Like don't go ham and crazy. It's okay to work on this. It's okay to use 3 stars and 4 stars.
Face 282 says he's one of those people, just like me, who leveled up and evolved all the 5 stars, ran out of gold for the first time today at level 56.
Don't do that.
I learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah. Like when I first started playing this game, I even have a video on this. It's on my YouTube channel, The God Squad, which is Shannon, Coda, and Celia. I played that team for the first like 2 to 3 weeks of the game, and like I had bats down the side, because that's when we had the best set event, which is by far the best event we'll probably ever have in this game. And that allowed me to like skill up and max my bat stat. I gotta reset it so I can get these back. But for the most part, like that allowed me to eventually like do everything on my bat stats, so I don't have to like it saved a lot of effort for me, because the best step event was really good when the game first came out. But like I said, like for the beginning, like 2-3 weeks of this game, all I did was use Shannon, Coda, Celia, and like when they gave us the free 3-star ticket, I added in Helia. So it's just like I milked it for as long as possible, and you should too. Like milk it as long as you can. Like milk these 3 stars, 4 stars as long as you can. Then when you hit that little bit of a wall, that's when you kind of start implementing 5 stars that are like really strong in the end game PvE.
And then Day6 saying again, so next, after you do all that, if you want to do PvP content, you won't be able to because of all the resources. You will be able to. I mean, part of it too is just you want to build up that experience, kind of know how the band pick phase works, right? And understanding like positioning in PvP, because moving around, it's not only just a core mechanic for the raids, but it's definitely really helpful for you if you're going to start becoming hardcore with PvP. When I was starting off, you'd know me, I would just click, I would stand there, I was going, this is easy, I just need to click my mouse, right? But having that movement, it's a really essential skill to have in PvP.
Yeah, it's just an overtime thing, and I how I see it is I think the progression pretty much like PvE to PvP like it is in Sky Arena. Like when the game first came out, obviously you're gonna build up your account for as long as it takes. So you're gonna obviously get the GB10 or GB12, excuse me, and then farm artifacts. You work on it as time goes. So you could do PvP, but obviously you're not going to be like super strong because the game just started. You just started playing the game, so obviously you're not going to be OP. So you have to build your way to that point. It's the same way as like how it is in Skyrim. Like you build your way to that point where you start getting like your PvE is pretty much taken care of. Then you can start working on like your PvP units and you go from there. So that's just kind of how the game works. Like you're gonna work on your PvE stuff, which is way more important because you need to really work on that. And then obviously you will go to PvP at some point. And yeah, for the people that got asking like how do you get to hard mode, what you want to do is you go to Path of Adventure, you go to any dungeon you want to farm, and then switch it to the red tab, and then there you go. You got your hard mode for 6-star rooms. Both these drop 6-star rooms. So once you get to here, which is way easy to get to, then you're pretty much good to go. Then as you get more power and get more stronger, then you can go to hard mode. And the only drop difference is this has a less chance of getting legend runes. This has more chance of getting legend runes. So obviously you want to get towards this because you want to make your farming more efficient. But even farming here is still fine because it's not too hard to get to here. It's only 400k power, and you kind of turtle your way to farming and be fine. It's especially easy for Orbia. It's like really easy. It's like really easy for Orbia. So I would say that's how you do it. You want to just go here, Path of Adventure, go to Tyrrhic Lands, farm and run just to show you. And then, that's the team I use for Tyrrhic Lands hard, and I just set it and forget it. Set it and walk away.
See, Deja, we got Cultosaurus in the chat. How you guys doing? Jeff is saying thank you for the letting them know where the hard mode is.
No problem.
Greater Society says, bro, the new raid is so hard. And
it's very hard.
Replied, if you're on mobile, it's even harder.
It's even harder. Yeah, Trail Heroes is no joke. I would say it's by far my favorite raid now. But it's definitely a raid that requires you to be well equipped and prepared for it because of the fact that it's like the other raids where we've got to the point where we just kind of walk in and just say, we just, face palm our keyboards and we just nuke it. Cheer Heroes, we have to actually, we have to go through the phases and it takes like 7-8 minutes. It's a very like infuriating raid because like the one thing you always will hate is when you get to like the end of the raid and it's like, people start like, derping, and it's understandable because like I feel like when you do the raid 3 times, there is some fatigue that you get. You do get a little bit fatigued when doing that raid. I will be honest with you because it's like it takes up so much time. Like I will be here trying to do this raid for like at least like an hour, just trying to knock out 3 runs because it takes up so much time. But for the most part, like I said, it's a hard raid, but it's definitely worth doing when you get to that point. When you actually get strong enough because it does take time. But like once you get it down, it's actually a really fun raid. I do enjoy it a lot, honestly. I definitely do enjoy it.
Let's see, Syra McCalby. Hopefully I didn't butcher that name too. Best rune sets for the Awakened Green Ifrit.
For a cashmere sweater. He's on just energy guard. I use him for just seal. That's all he's there for. He's just here to be used for seal. But you can just make him super tanky and decent accuracy. That's all he's there for. Literally just for seal. That's the only reason why I have him there. I'm probably gonna reset him, get his sub back so I can I'm gonna reset both of these because this is an efficiency thing. Because like I'm not a whale and I don't spend money in the game, so it's like at least now. But I want to get I want to get the pieces that I got from him and putting into Sarion so I can get the Devilmon back so I can put that elsewhere. It's an efficiency thing, so that's the only reason why. Because Devilmon are pretty scarce. So like I took advantage of the events. These two came in events. So I was able to basically like awaken them and skill them up without having to actually invest Devilmon into them. So that's why you see no Devilmon here, and he's A15 fully skilled. So I want to take those back, put it into Tessarion and use the Devilmon elsewhere. So I'll do that at some point. But yeah, it's just like I said, just energy guard. He's super tanky, decent accuracy, and that's all he's there for, just for seal. Literally his whole entire existence. If they go heavy water, yeah, you could do that too. If they go heavy water, you could definitely pick him there because he does stun. He does offer some CC, and he's decently tanky. He could be a lot tankier, but like I say, I don't use him in Brawl. I use him in Seal. That's it.
Zafra Fam is asking, what build path do you recommend for Orbia? Can you at least show us the your tree?
For Orbia, for every summoner, no matter what, you always do your passive. I'm not gonna click that button. I've clicked that button so many times I have to redo my stuff. Hey, every time I do this, every time someone's like, "Hey, what's your tree?" And like I go here and I accidentally reset it. I do this every single time, but I'm not doing it this time. But yeah, for the most part, like I said, for every summoner, this is not just Orbia. For any summoner that comes out, even the Archer that's gonna come out. You always do your passive first. Your passive is super important, especially on Orbia, because there are ways to increase your damage and your accuracy, which your Orbia, so that kind of matters. I would say just one into each, and then like I just kind of went down the line and just maxed them as I went. I would say probably do this one first because it's like a free way to get more defense break. But for the most part, it doesn't matter too much, but as long as you max this first, like max all these first. I would say outside of that, you can max these two first and not care about these too much because these don't matter that much. These are like nice and handy because like again, if your mouse gets downed, they revive faster. Like they're a little bit handy, but these two are very important. And the reason why is because Orbia's passive skills are reliant on you being a certain HP threshold. So obviously if you can dodge more damage, take less damage, your passes are more useful. So do that first. I would do this first no matter what, which is your passes, utility, max these two, then you can kind of be lax on these three. And then obviously like when it comes to your active skills, your second skill and third skill are really important because they kind of combo in pretty much all your the wind and fire tree, they 1000% combo. Like I do a skill order like on fire. You may want to like do the second skill into the first skill into the third skill because this skill does more damage if they have more burn. And then obviously if you're wind, you want to do this skill first, and because it gives defense break and it gives +3, and then you do this skill which gives the brand. So that kind of matters too. So I would say like max these two. These are pretty important because they just combo well together. And then you can max your third skill afterwards, and your auto attack you can max last, or you can just max your ultimate then your auto. I'll probably do my ultimate then my auto, then go from there. But it's not that crazy. It's not anything that requires too much like science behind it, where you're just like, oh, there's a set order. Like there really isn't that much of an order. You can kind of do this in any order you want. I'm just saying my philosophy behind it. You would just do S2, skill 2, then skill 3, then skill 1, then ultimate, then this. Like you can do it in any order you want, honestly. Get max your books afterwards because these kind of matter in PvP, but they're like they kind of matter in PvE too. But for the most part, they kind of really do matter in PvP. I don't hear mouse do that. Cool.
Adonis Jaw 31 says, when are we getting another event with a free Nat 5 skill ups?
Ooh,
please.
If we do, they won't be as good.
It'd be great, but for the meantime, I don't think it's happening ever again.
Yeah, here's the issue. Here's the issue with that. People just don't know. This is the reason why you will always hear the Bastet event is the best event we ever gotten. Because once we figured it out, once we figured out the science, we abused the crap out of it. And that's why we got. I know people that have gotten like 3 5 stars, 3 like they got lucky. They got like Nephthys and Isis and Bastet, got Sekman, and they were able to max skill all of them. And I'm like, that's how crazy the event was. Like they were able to A15 max skill Bastet and then skill up their other monsters because the event was just way too good. Then as time went, and even in the Academy event, which kind of people were like, oh, that wasn't that good. I was able to fully skill an A15 my Academy off that event. And so that's why these events, they became way too good because we just granted the crap out of them. And then it is a thing where consoles kind of like, whoa, chill, boys. And so they kind of started limiting the events, which obviously that sucks. I wish they wouldn't have, but if we do get another Nat 5 event, it won't be as good as the Bastet event, unfortunately. But hopefully we do. Hopefully we get probably another Nat 5 that we can add to our repertoire. Like maybe the Argument event would have probably been pretty cool, honestly. But like if they do it, I kind of want them to like do nat 5s that are like really good for PvE, because I think that's way more important to do, because like obviously PvE likes PvP. So if they do another event, hopefully it's like a PvE oriented monster. That's the event. You're good. Exactly. I kind of agree with that, Alex. I hope the 100% blessing event stays like forever. Personally, I think it's I think it's very good, because it's like a person. Like I said, I'm not a wellness game, so like the blessing, I don't go on banner a lot. So I really do go here a lot. I go here as much as I can, because like getting awakening is super important when you want to like get towards like the inner late game activities. Because like was it like Tree of Heroes is 500k power. That's a lot of power to get there without any awakening. So hopefully, like I really hope these like events like at least come around more often, because these events are really good for players like me who don't spend too much money and just want to like invest their scrolls into hopefully getting awakening materials, because again they're super important when it comes to just like unlocking a lot of aspects of the game. So I agree with that. I wish that event would last a little bit or just last forever, honestly.
Deja says new events kind of rough, 9 expeditions per day, 45 repeats per day. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough, but you know, if you really want those items, you just kind of got to stick with it, right?
Yeah, maxi first rep expedition, that's expensive.
That's expensive,
too much crystals for me. That's too much crystals for me. That's too much crystals
I feel like
for me,
with
man.
this event, though, you know, we got like, what, 2 weeks for this event? I would say, you know, just take your time with it. You know, don't feel the rush if you don't want to spend the money, right? Or not the money, the crystals.
Yeah, 1000%. We'll probably be able to like change it maybe twice, but that's like once 1000%, but twice maybe pushing it. We'll see. I'll see if I can do it twice, but once 1000% you'll be able to do.
Oh, and I see we have the stream survey posted up in our pinned. So you guys, like I said, if you guys got any suggestions that you've posted in the chat that you guys want us to read and toss it back to the devs, or you just want to give me a little fan letter, no, I'm just kidding. But definitely fill that survey out, you know, and then once we get your guys' surveys in, we'll be sending out the survey rewards to you guys, which is again 100k gold and 25k skystone. So I know you guys can use it. I've seen your guys' currency. I mean, I'm looking at Jugs right now. He definitely needs it.
I'm like, you're talking. I'm doing the survey. I'm doing the survey. I need material. I need skystones. Like I had like 400k skystones. Like yesterday, I see it down to 42 because like upgrading equipment, it's not cheap. So yeah, the skystones are nice. The skystones are nice.
Yeah. And then I believe that's going to be the rewards moving forward. So every week, you know, if you guys are itching for some currency in game, swing by next week too for the Chronicle stream. I believe we should be having another influencer on the stream. I'll let you guys guess who it will be. But until then, yeah, definitely fill that out. I'm
looking at the survey. It said, "What monster would I like to get a transmog?" And I don't know. Transmogs have been hitting. They've been really nice. You know what? Give me a vampire hunter transmog. Give me one. It'll look pretty cool.
They just said pumpkins.
Cause this one, I don't know, man. This transmog, we're not gonna talk about it, but we all know.
Let's got the
we all know
medicine, man.
We all know. We all know. Transmogs are hitting it. They doing good jobs. Props to the RT. Oh yeah, pumpkins will be cool around Halloween. Halloween will be you may see that, honestly.
But for everybody else, like, how about, I saw you had the Soha. Have you kind of messed with Soha too, or not yet?
Not yet. I do plan on using Soha though, because I do think her skill set's like pretty good for the meta, especially if they start going a little bit buff heavy. I'm just not done with her build yet, so it's like I'm working on like her build. to make her a little bit a lot more tankier, because like in Brawl you gotta be pretty darn tanky, because a lot of people are they hurt and they hurt a lot. So I want to work on just getting her more HP. So I'm kind of working on her runes right now, and then when I get comfortable with her runes, then I'll probably start working and testing her out. Her and Start Neptune, I want to get up there as far as their runes and go from there. But for the most part, like I said, right now, like I'm trying to knock out raids. Like I got raids I got to do right now, because I have a lot of tickets that I want to burn, and I'm kind of in the butt of like, do I want to use it here or use it here? Because I do want more despair runes, and then I also just want to do like, the Tree of Heroes. The Tree of Heroes is like this. I'll tell you, this raid, it's like it's fun to do, but it burns you out. It burns you out because it's like you could do like 2 raids, 3 raids, and that alone could take like 30 minutes to an hour, and that is just like, ooh, after like the hour, after the 3 raids, you're like, all right, man, I'm gonna go to bed, and you're just tired. Like I can see best records is 6 minutes and 52 seconds, and it's like, oh, this raid is long. So like I want to get to these rating. I want to rate these at some point, probably sometime this weekend, so I can knock these out. But I do want to use my tickets, so hopefully we get to that point.
Yeah, so just fixed the survey for you guys to add the non option for the magical archer. So if you guys try refreshing your surveys, it should be on as an option now. But other than that, Galactic
There's
Doggo,
no option for none.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat, man. Same boat.
Yeah, for Galactic Doggo for the real-time targeting, honestly, I need that too. Because sometimes, you know, the monsters kind of get ADHD and just kind of attack something else. Where I'm like, no, attack this, please.
That I would say I agree. That kind of happens in Spider. That does happen a bit in Spider, where it's like, it's like they'll start attacking the little spiders, but it's like, don't attack the little spiders, attack the boss. It's like that could get pretty annoying, but that's why, especially now, I do this kind of relatively fast, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But it does get pretty annoying, honestly. Like you can do this pretty fast, but it's like the one time it's like stuff starts happening, and you're just like, oh, why are you attacking the spiders? And you wonder why, like, it's not completing. and you see why.
If resetting doesn't work, if we can have Come to Us Shimmy or Come to Us Lucy post a new link for the survey in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. Hopefully the new link will have the option for you guys for the none option. If not, pick which one you'd like to have.
Just put Sharon to call it a day.
Yeah, just put Shannon.
Just put Sharon to call it a day. Just put Sharon. Her name is funny. Sharon. That's like her name. It's like, but it's still like, that's the best one is still raw. Was it Dark Pikion Priest? Rashid. That's her name. Why is her name Rashid? Can we have a conversation about this? Why is her name Rashid? Like seriously. Where's she at?
The fans of Street Fighter, that's why.
Why yeah, right. Rashido is like why is her name Rashid? Like I just don't get it. It's just funny to me. What's wrong with Rashid? You're gonna walk up to her and be like, yo, what's up, Rashid? Like it's such a weird name. It's like you have Iona, you have Chloe, you have Rena, I forgot what the one name is. Michelle, that's her name, Michelle, right? And you walk up to her, what's up, Rashid? Like it's such a just a left turn. It's such a left turning name. It's kind of funny to me. Like they can leave it alone, but it's just funny to me. I'm just like, why? I want to see the background of that when they were naming that monster. They're just like, oh, this was Chloe, this was Michelle, this was Iona, this one's Rena. What's her name? Rashid. Yeah. Got me up. Dab me up, Rashid. She's like, yeah, what's up? She's like, what?
That's a pretty good emote, guys.
I just find that funny. To me, it's just hilarious. It's such a crazy left turn of a name. She does crazy damage, yeah. That's all she is in like Sky Arena. In Sky Arena, she's supposed to do like really good damage. I don't think she does though, but yeah, that's her job. She's like the healer damage dealer. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is.
We need brawl replays if there's ever going to be tournaments. Honestly, I would agree with that. Bakers, toss that in, baby. But
have it as a Sky Arena.
Yeah, thank you guys again for coming out to the stream. Jug, you got anything you want to say before we head off?
No, just I mean, for the most part, like I said, you guys are great when it comes to just like the feedback. Like you kind of just see the examples of like come to us really looking at feedback. So like really do like when you get that survey, obviously you want the gold of sky stones, obviously, but really put the feedback in because they really do see the feedback. And then also you could tell like any of the streamers like myself, you could tell like anybody on YouTube, like there's obviously Topher, there's obviously Barcodes, Basic Bubbwood, there's Kyger, like all these people, they get those feedback to come to us as well. So if you guys have any concerns, just let us know. We give it to come to us, and trust me, we do give it back. There's a lot of feedback does give it back lately. So hopefully we can get this game into a better state so that way we can all continue to enjoy it. But yeah, we all see your feedback and we kind of do the best we can, honestly.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't already, do feel free to follow my man Jug on Twitch and YouTube. If you do exclamation point I'm the Juggernaut or exclamation point Juggernaut.
I think it's Juggernaut, yeah.
At least it should provide his Twitch account on there, or Twitch
there you go.
channel there. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for coming, and thank you, Jug, for coming out and giving your sagely advice for Chronicles for both new and old players.
No problem.
And well, I'm Idle, and he's Jug, and we'll see. I'll see you guys next week.
Such a cutie.
See you guys.